genuine Egli-Vincent. I don't know if people say Egli or Egli, but Will Corrie here will explain that in a moment, and he'll tell us a bit about what looks like a stunning bike. Now, I was having a wee blether with Will before we started the firing up of the bikes, and this bike's for sale. So I thought I'd give my wife Jean a ring and see what she thought, but nah, it's we're not able to sell the house and buy the bike, so it's not for us. But it is definitely on the market, which will tell us about, and probably after you've heard it running, there'll be a queue, there'll be a rush to buy it, Will. Anyhow, can you, Will, tell us a bit about the history, the pedigree, etc. of the bike?
Yeah, the usual commission, John, at the end of the day, yeah. Yeah, the bike was built for a big collector in Italy called Giovanni Capassi. He's reputed to have the biggest and best collection of Vincents in the world. And many years ago, when he was building the collection, he asked John Renwick, who's famous builder of Vincent race engines, raced them in the TT, both as solos and as sidecar outfits. And he asked him to build an engine for him, which was this engine, the 1200. And it was then built into the Egli chassis, of course. So it's a very early Egli, and we've had the Egli factory look at it, the guys that own it, and they went back and did their sums in the Isle of Man a couple of years ago, and I had it over there, and came the following morning and told me that to build it at that time would be 107,000 euros. So getting on for 85, 90 grand at the time. But it's absolutely a superb thing. When we got it, we actually had to rebuild the bike except for the engine, which was recommissioned with John Renwick on the telephone telling Graham everything to do. Graham then rebuilt the chassis because it had been sitting for so long. So it's a 1200 motor, it's running on Amels and running through a Norton close ratio gearbox, obviously. Cherryani Grand Prix forks on it, the original AP Lockheed brakes, and so on. So beautiful thing, never been used, except Graham has ridden it on the road a couple of times just to test it. We do things like that in Northern Ireland and get away with it pretty much. If he stopped, he tells him his name's Dunlop. So nobody argues. Lovely thing, and it is for sale. Yeah, you're quite right.
Yeah, joking apart, the bike is available. Now, we've seen and heard the best of British, the best of Japanese, the best of Czechoslovakian. We've even seen a lovely little French bike and heard it. Now we're going to see a British engine and a Swiss chassis. So let's hear the Egli-Vincent fired up.
Yeah, I'm just going to help him to choke it here.
Okay.
Typical race bike.
Yep. Well, fantastic once again. A big round of applause, folks. It's incredible.